girl Didi, and I'm back again with another freaking video. Hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? Today's video I have for you another story time. Okay, so right now we're in the high school series. I've been wanting to tell this story for a minute now. Let me start by saying, y'all, this is gonna be my first video at my new place, y'all. I am so excited. You like my setup? I have my plant, my picture on this wall, and my lights. What do y'all think? I have it decorated. I wanted to go with a gold, black, and white theme. What y'all think? Tell me in the comments. A few videos ago, somebody accused me of lying about my stories. And for one, who in their right mind is gonna lie about a whole story? Like, for real, for real. That seems very tiring to me. Like, who wants to do that? That seems so, like, what is the point of that? I never will lie about any of these stories that I tell, okay?
And that's a period.
Back to the video, y'all. So, yeah, so this story takes place, I would have to say I was in 10th grade. This would have had to been the year 2013 or 2014. Yeah, I said before, like, I went to a really small school. There wasn't a lot of students in the school. And I don't know if that made like the drama worse or better. That's why I will never say the name of the school, because I don't want them to think I'm trying to bash the school. Like, this is my honest opinion. There was always like some type of drama going on. Like, either there was a kid freaking out, running out of the class, like disrupting the class. And of course, this was a school for kids that were either had ADHD, bipolar, autism, any type of mental health disorder. That's where these kids went to the school. Honestly, I loved how the school was. Like, I don't want y'all to think that I'm bashing the school, because I'm not. I don't know, I feel like just the school was very new at the time, so they didn't really know how to manage these kids that well at this particular time. So this particular situation happened, and I was in 10th grade, right? And here's where Mila comes in, and I know I brought her up briefly in my last story time, even though she wasn't even like in the story. I don't even know why I brought her up. I guess I wanted you guys to know like the friends and the people that I had in the school. Mila is gonna be in this story, and she was like my best friend in the school, like from the time that I went there to the time till like 11th grade when she left, or when she got kicked out. Which I will tell in another story. That was my girl. Things changed since then, and yeah, she's like, we're no longer friends or anything.
Oh. All right.
Which I already mentioned that, why we're not friends in my story time of why I stopped doing that. And we're gonna have Casper, okay? Casper was a tall white dude that was in our school. His demeanor was like very much like, he would just like give you this stare. I hope that's not like racist or anything. I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, he was literally Casper, like very, very pale. Like, he was very pale, tall dude. His buddy, we're just gonna call this guy Lambo. And the reason why we're gonna call him Lambo is because this boy would always talk about cars this, cars that, I got this, I got that. And mind you, his father was really rich, supposedly. We never knew for sure if that was true or not. He would always talk about him having a Lambo, like, I'm gonna get a Lamborghini, yeah. Like, he was that kind of, you know, really rich persona, like that. He was like that. So yeah, he was always talking about cars, always talking about he had money, very much like, shut the fuck up, like, we don't care. We have Casper, Lambo, and Mila. And then the other dude that's gonna come in this story, because, okay, these three dudes were friends, okay? And so then the third guy, we're gonna name him Zay, okay? We're just gonna name him Zay. I'm trying not to be too particular of how I describe these people. No, word always got around real fast. Anytime somebody said something, like in 2.5 seconds, like, somebody knew, everybody knew. So it was like, you really couldn't, rumors got around just real fast. Mila had actually dated Casper. for like a week. Like, it was so short. The way they started dating is, you know, Mila was a flirt. Like, she would flirt with a lot of the boys in the school. Even though Miss Anime Girl was really just catching all the attention, like she was the one, but Mila, she was still flirting, okay? And she would flirt with a lot of the guys, and Casper was one of them. And you know, Casper was super quiet when it came to the girls. Like, he would always be talking to his guy friends. Like, he had no problem talking to the guys. Like, and it's not that he was like nervous to talk to the girls. I think he just didn't talk to them. Like, he didn't care for it. He was feeling her and she was feeling him, and they started dating, and they dated for like literally a week. And I have no idea why it ended. She just told me that, you know, he's just not in the space for a relationship, and so things just ended, right? Okay, and it was like really mutual. Nobody was upset or anything. So, but, oh, I almost said his name. So Zay always had a mouth on him. Like, he could talk. One thing he could do is talk. This boy could talk nonstop. He loved to talk, okay? For a guy, he just gossiped a lot. He liked to talk about folks, like what they were doing and what he thought was wrong with what they were doing. And we're just looking like,
mind your business.
bro, like, look at yourself. Like, I just think that's so funny when somebody talks so much about somebody else without even mentioning the stuff that they themselves can work on. I think that's really crazy to me. Apparently, Zay was talking about Mila to Casper and Lambo. Like, just talking shit. Like, just talking a bunch of shit about Mila. So, particularly, yeah.
Have you ever had a dream that you once that you had you
Particularly? Yeah. Whatever. So, damn, now I lost track of what I was fucking saying. So Zay and Mila just hated each other for some freaking reason. Like, they just hated each other's guts. Like, I don't know what started it, but they just did not like each other. And Zay would talk a lot about Mila. Like, she was really popular in the school. And I don't know if Zay was jealous or if he was just annoyed with her. Like, because she really did have that attitude, like, yeah, I'm that. And I own the school. And Lambo, he was the type that just, like, looked down on anybody that didn't even have it like that. Like, he just was a big bragger. Like, he bragged about everything. He had a Rolex that he used to come to school in, and he used to, yo, if I could have $1 for how many times this man talked about his Rolex, I would have probably $1 million. Cause this man would not stop talking about it. So out of all of them, Casper was the most chill one. Like, he really didn't give off anything like doing too much. Like, he kind of just kept to himself and did his own thing. Zay was talking about Mila, talking a bunch of ish, like, oh, she thinks she's all of that, like, and she's not. She's fat. She's this, she's that. And somehow, somewhere, like, Mila heard about it. I remember her coming to me, right? This was like days later. She came to me and she's like, you know what? She was like, yeah, I don't know why he's talking. He's a short midget and this and that, and he's got a lot of acne, and she just started going in on him. And I'm like, girl, okay, it's not that serious. Like, just ignore it. That's what I'm thinking. Cause I never, like, I don't know, people never mess with me because I never did nothing to them. Like, I really just, I wasn't talking about people. I wasn't trying to get in the mix. I never, like, looked at anybody like I was better than them. None of that. So I never got any of that slack back. And Mila used to have this crazy look in her eyes. Like, Mila was crazy. Can I just say that? Y'all, I totally forgot to mention how crazy Mila was. Like, this girl was bipolar times 10. Like, she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just a little bit. So, at this time, I hope she's better and I hope she's doing well. But at that time, she was very much ready to fight, like ready to just do anything at any time. So Mila turns to me and she's like, you know what? And I'm like, what? Because she gave me that crazy look that she always does when she's about to think about doing something crazy. And she's like, I'm gonna fight him. And I was like, what? Because Zay was not a fighter. He was just not a fighter at all. So I'm looking at her like, you know you're bigger than him. Like, yo, if you hit him, you're gonna knock him out. Like, don't. Like, I'm sitting here telling her, like, no, girl, like, that is not necessary. Like, you do not have to do that. Like, we can figure this out. Just ignore him. Like, whatever he's saying, just, like, don't take it to heart. Like, it's whatever. Like, it'll pass. Like, I'm just telling her this, and she's like, nah, like, he's been, because he had been going, like, he had really been talking about her for a long time. Like, for real, for real. So she's like, no, like, I'm tired of him talking about me. He needs to know that he cannot mess with me, like, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, girl, like, and at this point, I'm just like, girl, do you want to get in trouble? Because you can get expelled. Like, I'm telling her all this. And she's like, I don't care. I've been wanting to get out of this school anyway, and da-da-da-da. Then the next day came, and nothing happened. Like, they walked by each other, and nothing happened. So I'm thinking, like, she's cool. Like, she ain't gonna do anything.
Bitch, you do it. Bitch, you do it. Bitch, you.
I mentioned it to her, like, at the lockers. I'm like, so are you, like, finally, like, done with the whole Zay situation? And she's like, no. Oh, I'm just planning my time to strike. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, I thought you was done. Like, you walked past him. I thought you were chill. So, yeah, another day goes by. Like, literally, school went as usual and nothing happened. And it seems like she's simmering down. The next day, like, class goes as usual, and I'm in, like, my 3rd period class or whatever. I didn't have a phone or anything. So I'm in my 3rd period class, and so to go in the hallway, we had to get a hall pass. I remember Mila walking past my classroom door. When she walked past, I caught her eye, or we caught each other's eyes, and she was like, come on, come on. Like, she was giving me, like, the come on thing. So I was like, oh shit, like, what is going on? I went up to the teacher and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she's like, okay, here's your pass, da-da-da. So I go in the hallway, and I'm like, and Mila's like a little further down because she didn't want to be waiting for me, because I like I told you, there was teachers in the hallway, like, but at this particular time there wasn't as many, but there was a few in the hallway. So she walked down further where there wasn't really like any teachers, right? I speed walk up to her. I'm like, girl, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? And she's like, don't worry about it, just walk with me. I'm like, that does not sound good. Like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? At the other end of the hallway, we see Casper, Lambo, and who? Zay. So we see them walking towards us in the hallway, right? And I'm thinking, yo, what are the odds that we all will be in the hallway at this exact time and place? Like, is this a setup? Is this a setup for somebody? You know what I'm talking about, Zay? Mind you, nobody else is in the hallway. Like, it's just us 5 in the hallway. So we're walking down, and I'm like, and I almost said her name. So I'm like, Mila. And she starts walking a little bit further, like in front of me. I'm like, Mila. I grab her shirt, and I don't think Zay knew anything that was going on, because he's just nonchalantly, they're talking like nothing is going on. And I'm wondering, did like Lambo or Casper talk to Mila and have them all go out in the hallway? This is her, and they're walking like this. This is Zay and like the group right here. I don't know if you can see, like, it's hard to see perception.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Zay, Casper, and Lambo, and this is Mila, and they're walking, right? I'm over here like, Mila, wait. Casper, Lambo, and Zay are just chatting like nothing is going on. Like, they don't see Mila walking up all crazy like. All of a sudden, when they get real close, like right here, they look up, and it just got real silent. Their conversation stopped, and Zay looked Mila in the eye, and then it was just like, I don't even know. It was so quick. Like, Mila winded up her hand like this. I'm trying not to laugh. It's not funny. I don't condone violence, okay? I'm not trying to laugh. But when I tell you this, yo. So Mila winds up her hand and like uppercuts,
Gotcha,
but she
bitch.
misses. And he had one of those lids, like hats that dudes be wearing, and she hit it and it knocked off, like the whole thing knocked off. And the way he flinched, like he went like this. Oh, I'm not laughing. So then she hits him in the stomach. While all this is happening, I'm standing here like this. I'm not gonna jump into the fight. Like, I was trying, before she even did anything, I was trying to pull her in. And this girl is strong. Like, she's thick. She's a very thick girl. And she's very, like, just thick, okay? And she just got out of my grasp, so she could get out of my grasp real quick. She was like, get off of me. So I'm like standing here like a deer caught in headlights. Like, she really did that. The reason why I thought that she wouldn't actually do it is because this girl has been like, she's always talked about fighting somebody in the school, like all the time. She's always talking about fighting somebody, but she has never ever done it. And at this point, we have been going to the school for like 2-3 years. So I'm thinking she's just all talk, even though I know outside of school she's not. Like, when she talks about them hands, she really got them hands. But inside of the school, I knew she was really like, she didn't want to get expelled because she knew her mom would like be pissed off. So I never thought that she was gonna actually like fuck around and actually hit somebody. Immediately when Mila hit his hat off, Casper is like trying to grab Zay to the side, but she ended up getting a hit in his stomach. And then there was like 2 teachers like down the hall, so they started running towards us. Basically, the whole thing was done and over with. And they pulled the 3 of us, Casper, Lambo, and me aside, and they're like, and they talk to us separately, but they bring both Mila and Zay into separate rooms. I'm sitting there like, I had no idea she was gonna actually do this. Like, I'm just trying to save my peace, like, you know, just get out of this situation. So they're like, okay, you guys are good, like, you have nothing to do with it. And they just talk to us about, you know, like, this is not acceptable and da-da-da-da, like, make sure you try to talk your friends down when they're like, you know, wanting to harm another student and da-da-da. And then they send us back to class. I remember as they're sending us back, Lambo gives me the dirtiest look. He just gives me the dirtiest look, like I freaking killed his family or something. And I'm like, okay, like, y'all. So I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Then 4th quarter rolls around, right? So I'm in 4th period. So during passing time, after 3rd period, Mila is nowhere to be seen and neither is Zay. So I think they're still like in a meeting or whatever. So I'm walking the hallway like to get to my 4th period class, and I see Casper and Lambo walk up to me. And they're like, yo, like, they were like, you're really shady for that. Like, you should have stopped your friend. Like, you should have stopped that. That was not cool. Like, you should have put an end to that.
Huh?
Like, just really making it seem like I was the person that could stop this whole thing. That I could stop big old thick ass Mila. Oh, I just said her name. From fighting this boy, knowing damn well I cannot. Like, no. Me and her are very different in that way. Like, she's very aggressive, like, knock if you buck. And now that I'm this age, I'm that way. I'm a little bit that way, but back then, I was very much soft girl era, like, no, I'm too cute for this. So they knew that there was no way I was gonna actually stop this girl from fighting. So I don't know why they said that BS, try to make me feel guilty when, yo, I already told her a bunch of times not to do it. So that's not my fault. And then they walked off. I hate when somebody walks off and doesn't let you say their piece. Like, that really irks me to my core. Like, they just said that and then walked off. So I'm sitting there like, processing, and I'm like, then I think of something to say after they already walked off. So I'm just pissed off. I'm like, yo, first of all, I wanted to ask them, why did you have Zay in the hallway? Like, why? And why were we the only 5 people in the hallway? That's my real question. I feel like one of them, either Casper or Lambo or both, took Zay out there to get jumped. Not to get jumped, to get fought on. Cause why was it that it was just us 5 in the hallway? So don't try to put that on me when y'all is the most shady friend for letting your friend be in the hallway while Mila was in the hallway. Yeah, y'all, so when after everything happened, so basically Mila she didn't get expelled, but she just got, what is the word? Basically, she didn't go to school for a couple days. Like, they didn't allow her to come back for a couple days. But Zay was allowed to come back, and he was there. In the hallway, we would walk, and they would look at me. And I'm sitting, and at that point, I was just like, y'all, I don't really give a fuck, like, what y'all think, because I was not in that mess. So, whatever.
Child. Anyway, so
yeah, so she didn't come back for a couple days, and when she came back, I remember they just avoided her at all costs, like for at least a month, like just avoided her, didn't try to cross paths with her, nothing. And eventually, like, Casper and Lambo dropped it, I guess. I don't know. It was kind of like it just fizzled out because it had been so much time later. Yeah, y'all, like, that was the time when she swung on him. Like, she really straight swung on him. If that had connected, yo, that would have been it. Like, that's pretty much the end of the story, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one soon.